A small spark can burn down an entire forest. A fleeting emotion, a taunt, a condescending look, can ignite into a blaze of anger powerful enough to incinerate your inner peace. The danger is that most of us never even notice the moment that the fire starts. Emotions surge, and we instantly erupt, as if we have no other choice. Only after the anger or sadness subsides, do we realize that our words and actions have left nothing but regret. And yet, between the spark and the blaze, there is always a gap, a fragile but priceless space. If you are mindful enough to stop, breathe, and clearly see what's happening, you can put out the fire right as it begins to flicker. When you can do that, you not only preserve a moment of peace, but also cultivate a lasting resilience for your entire life. That is the power of Stoicism, not letting emotions decide your fate, but letting reason shape your path. And the journey to mastering your emotions starts with a simple yet powerful principle. Number 1, the golden gap, the 5-second decider. Did you know that a single brief moment is enough to change the entire course of your life? A thoughtless word or a rushed action can ruin a relationship or cause you to miss an opportunity. That moment is the gap between a stimulus and your response. Most of us react instantly, instinctively. A nasty look makes us frustrated. A criticism makes us angry. A small disappointment makes us feel defeated. Our brains, specifically the amygdala, are programmed to react quickly to threats. Thousands of years ago, when our ancestors faced wild animals, this reflex saved their lives. But today, the tiger is no longer a beast in the woods. It's an impolite action, a negative comment, or an unintentional remark. That primitive reflex is no longer appropriate. It can easily turn small incidents into major blow-ups. This is where Stoic philosophy shines. Their first lesson is learning how to create a golden gap in that moment. Instead of reacting instantly, use the 5-second reset technique. Step 1. Stop. Recognize the anger rising within you. Step 2. Breathe. Take a deep breath to connect your mind and body, breaking the automatic reaction loop. Step 3. Count slowly from 1 to 5. Give your reason time to take back control. Step 4. Exhale slowly. Release the tension and open up a wiser choice. In just 5 seconds, you've shifted from an instinctive reflex to a conscious response. The brilliant psychiatrist Viktor Frankl once said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." Just 5 seconds of calm, and you hand control back to your reason instead of leaving it to your emotions. Those 5 seconds can change the outcome of a conversation, a relationship, or even a turning point in your life. And each time you practice, you're training a mental muscle, making you more tranquil and stable in the face of life's storms. Number 2, understand and name your emotions. After creating the golden gap, the next step is to learn to observe and explore your own emotions. Most of us only have a few simple words to describe them: happy, sad, angry, scared. But human emotions are far more complex. When you feel bothered, is it really anger? Or is it disappointment? Or jealousy? When you feel anxious, is it fear, insecurity, or a sense of helplessness? Precisely naming your emotions isn't easy, but it's a critical skill. The famous psychologist Carl Jung once said, "What you resist persists. What you accept can be changed." When a negative emotion arrives, if you just try to suppress it, it will simmer and erupt at another time. But when you are brave enough to face it and name it, you've started the process of releasing it. Try a small exercise. The next time a negative emotion appears, instead of letting it carry you away, Take a step back and ask yourself, what is this emotion really? Why did it appear? For example, you're scrolling through social media and see a friend showing off their success. An uncomfortable feeling rises. Instead of thinking, I'm annoyed, ask yourself, is this jealousy? The moment you name it, that emotion no longer controls you. It becomes an object to be observed. Understanding and naming your emotions not only helps you detach yourself from the emotional wave, but also opens the door to a deeper inner world. Every time you dare to name an emotion, you are taking back control for yourself. And these are just the first 2 lessons. There are still many other profound Stoic principles that will help you cultivate tranquility in the face of any storm. If you find these insights helpful, subscribe to the channel to join us on this journey of exploring Stoicism. And now, let's move to Lesson 3. Listen to your body. Emotions don't just exist in your mind. They always leave traces on your body. Before you can even name what you're feeling, like I'm angry or I'm anxious, your body has already spoken. Your heart beats faster, your breathing quickens, your shoulders tense, and your hands clench into fists. The Stoics taught that if you want to master your emotions, you must start by observing these first signals. They're like an alarm bell ringing before the storm truly hits. If you listen, you'll have time to prepare. If you ignore them, the storm will sweep everything away. Try to recall a time you were in an argument. The moment the other person's words bothered you, you might have felt a rush of heat up your spine or your face flush. This isn't random. It's your body giving a warning. If you recognize it, you can stop early. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself, your body may tremble, but your mind need not. This reminder shows that even if the body reacts, the mind still has the power to observe and choose. You can start practicing this today. The next time an emotion surfaces, don't rush to react. Bring your attention to your body. How is your heart beating? What's your breath like? Are your hands clenching? When you identify these signals, you've turned on the early warning system. Instead of being swept away by emotion, you get a few precious seconds to stop, breathe, and apply the golden gap you learned in the last lesson. Identifying these signs isn't about judging your body, but about reminding yourself, I have a choice. You don't have to get angry, and you don't have to be sad. You can choose a different response, a calmer, wiser one. And by listening to your body, you begin to take back control of your mind. Number 4, change your perspective. There is a truth that Stoics always remind themselves of. We do not suffer from events themselves, but from the way we view them. Imagine you're walking down the street when it starts pouring rain. One person might get angry because their clothes are soaked, viewing it as a bad luck day. But another person might see it as an opportunity to enjoy a natural moment they rarely stop to appreciate. The event is exactly the same, but the experience is completely different, all because of a change in perspective. The Stoics called this the art of reframing. Instead of seeing difficulty as an enemy, see it as a teacher. Instead of seeing an obstacle as a roadblock, see it as a training exercise. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The obstacle is the way." The obstacle itself is what forges your strength and resilience. For example, you receive harsh criticism from someone. Your first perspective might be, they're attacking me. But if you change your perspective, you can see it as an opportunity to receive feedback, to improve, and to train your patience. The criticism is still there, but its meaning has changed, and you change along with it. Practicing reframing doesn't mean you have to sugarcoat everything or pretend that pain doesn't exist. It means that in any situation, you always have the power to choose how you tell the story in your mind. That story can either make you miserable or it can give you strength. Every time you change your perspective, you are rewriting the script of your own life, from the role of a victim to the role of a master. Number 5. Cultivate your inner self. The Stoics believe that the mind is like a muscle. If you don't train it daily, it will become weak and easily controlled by emotions. The simple method they used to train it was daily writing, reflection, and self-examination. Marcus Aurelius left us Meditations, a book that is essentially a private journal where he recorded his thoughts and emotions, including the times he failed to remain calm. It was not a book written for publication, but a journey of daily self-reminders and gradual self-correction. You can start in the same way. Each day, write about a situation that made you lose your composure, how you reacted, and what you could have done differently. When you write, you turn vague emotions into clear words. And when something has a name, you can view it with reason instead of letting it hide and control you unconsciously. The Stoics also reminded themselves with short mantras. Epictetus once taught, "Do not seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead, want them to happen as they do happen, and your life will go well." A reminder like this, when repeated often enough, becomes a tether that keeps your mind steady whenever emotions arise. Cultivating your inner self is not a one-day or two-day task. It's a discipline for life. Every journal entry you write, every reminder you repeat, is like a small brick. And over time, you will build a solid fortress within, a place where emotions can knock on the door, but can never break everything down. Lesson 6. Let go. Pride, grudges, resentment. There's an invisible burden that many of us carry every day. Wounded pride, lingering grudges, and unforgiven resentment. We think that holding on to them makes us stronger, but in reality, they're the ones exhausting us. Stoics compared anger to holding a hot coal in your hand and waiting for a chance to throw it at someone else. But before the other person gets burned, your own hand is already scorched. Epictetus once said, "When you are angry with someone, you are the first to suffer." Ask yourself, how many times have you lost sleep just replaying an insult in your mind? How many times have you tormented yourself by reimagining a past situation? The other person might have forgotten, but you're still letting it gnaw at your inner peace. Letting go doesn't mean condoning wrongdoing. It means you refuse to let someone else's negative emotions imprison you any longer. Forgiveness, from a Stoic perspective, isn't a gift you give to others. It's a gift you give to yourself. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." When you let go of hatred, you keep your soul tranquil and prevent others from continuing to control your emotions. Think of the relief you feel when you put down a heavy rock after carrying it for a long time. That's the freedom that letting go provides. Every time you refuse to let pride or resentment control you, you are freeing yourself from an invisible chain. Lesson 7. Practice gratitude. Finally, the most powerful secret to mastering your emotions is to shift your focus from what you lack to what you have. Gratitude is the strongest antidote for anxiety and dissatisfaction. In modern life, we easily get caught in the spiral of FOMO, the fear of missing out on something. We compare ourselves to others, wish for what we don't have, and forget the blessings that are already present. Practicing gratitude is a simple skill that can change your entire life. It helps you see abundance in the smallest things. Take a few minutes each day to practice. Gratitude journaling. Write down 3 things you're grateful for today, whether it's a morning cup of coffee, a meaningful conversation, or simply having a roof over your head. Verbal gratitude. Say thank you to a friend, a family member, or anyone who has helped you. Gratitude for adversity. Look back at a past failure and find the lesson you learned. This doesn't mean you love bad things. It means you're grateful for the growth they brought. Gratitude not only helps you feel happier, but also builds mental resilience. It's a solid shield that protects you from emotional storms. When you focus on what you have, you'll see that, in reality, your life is already full. We've now gone through 7 Stoic lessons to master your emotions. Create a golden gap with 5 seconds of calm. Understand and name your emotions. Listen to your body. Change your perspective to turn obstacles into opportunities. Cultivate your inner self. Let go of pride, grudges, and resentment. And finally, cultivate gratitude to keep your mind clear and light. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean you'll never feel angry, sad, or anxious again. It means you realize you always have a choice. The choice to stop, name, observe, reframe, and act from reason instead of instinct. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." And you are the one with the power to decide that quality, one moment at a time. Every moment of awareness, every choice to respond instead of react, is an important step forward. If you are ready to begin this journey with us, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to discover more secrets to a peaceful life. See you in the next videos on Stoic Journey.